Hey everyone, it's Peter from Rock Daydream Nation. Well, over the past couple of weeks, I've covered both Ian Gillan and David Coverdale and picked my 10 greatest vocal performances of each singer. In the Deep Purple world, I think it would be completely remiss of me if I did not talk about the voice of rock, the legendary Glenn Hughes. Glenn started in the band Trapeze, I think in 69 or 70, became the bass player singer in Deep Purple through the album Burn, 1973, and then forged a career over multiple projects, whether solo or with bands like Black Sabbath, Black Country Communion, Hughes Thrall, and the like. We're going to cover the 10 very best vocal performances of Glenn's 50-year-plus career, which incidentally is still going strong. He is still playing live with that magnificent voice. With number 10, Black Country Communion, Cold. This supergroup, featuring guitarist Joe Bonamassa, drummer Jason Bonham, is a perfect vehicle for Glenn to stretch out and sing some 70s orientated classic hard rock blues. They've only released 5 albums, so not a big rate of recording, and don't tour that often. It's the old saying, treat 'em mean, keep 'em keen. This epic track, Cold, is so emotionally dense. It's kind of devastating. It's all wrapped around Glenn's vocals, which absolutely soar, whether it's R&B, soul, blues, it's all in one vocal line. Take my eyes, burn down the sun. How can you be so cold? You left me here. This is off the Black Country Communion number 2 album. It's one of their best tracks, and it's my number 10, Cold. Number 9, Losing My Head, Hughes Turner Project. The collaboration between Glenn Hughes and Joe Lynn Turner was a marriage made in melodic rock heaven. 2 disciples of Ritchie Blackmore, with their voices weaving and counterpointing each other over 2 very fine albums of hard rock. Losing My Head, I picked this song because it has a starchy, biting vocal line from Glenn over a kind of a Zeppelin-esque-like riff. Glenn's never afraid to wear his heart on his sleeve, and this vocal line has tons of emotion. He's really getting behind the lyric. There's even he lets off some steam with that wonderful scream just before the chorus. This is a class vocal performance and deserves to be in the top 10. Number 9, Losing My Head. Number 8, The Look in Your Eye, Hughes Thrall. This is a collaboration between Glenn Hughes and Pat Thrall. In my opinion, this is probably one of the greatest hard rock albums of the 80s that the mainstream has never heard of. Part hard rock, new wave, funk, pop and soul. It was probably too diverse for its own good. Based on the vocals of Glenn Hughes alone, he should have been a superstar from this album. In this song, his voice soars, whether it's solo or double-tracked harmonies. There's a real urgency in the song, with Glenn pushing out an edgy, aggressive falsetto and getting away with it. So many hooks in this song, it should have been a hit. Number 7, America, What Time Is Love, KLF. Glenn Hughes, the voice of rock, singing over a dance track. What the funk? Well, this was his return to the big time in 1992. This song actually hit number 4 in the UK pop charts. The song sampled Motorhead Ace of Spades with a smattering of Aquarius from the musical Hair. But without a doubt, the star of the show is the vocal line of Glenn Hughes with that big booming voice singing What Time Is Love. It's a totally bonkers piece of pop. And in Glenn's word, it actually saved himself from oblivion. Number 6, I'm Not Your Slave, off the Addiction album. The resurrection of Glenn in the 1990s continued with a rapid-fire release of new material. There were albums after albums coming out, some in 2 years. Some were funky, others were AOR, but with 1996 Addiction, he had his ear in alternative rock and the harder edge down tune melodies that were coming out and conquering the airwaves. This was an angry, defiant vocal line and showed off Glenn's amazing God-given gift of a vocal and what he has to this day. It's sharp, it's to the point, and this is one of his best vocals ever. Number 5, No Stranger to Love, Black Sabbath. The ill-fated and short-lived collaboration between Glenn and Tony Iommi, Black Sabbath, produced a decent album, The Seventh Star. I call this the hair metal Black Sabbath because it's about as far away as you can get from Iron Man and War Pigs as you can possibly get. This is a brooding power ballad with Glenn's voice soaring, full of emotional range, cutting through sonics like a knife. Glenn has stated that he's not a fan of heavy metal, but based on this album, he sings like he believes in it. Number 4, Muscle and Blood, Hughes and Thrall. Like the title of this song, this is the most muscular sounding track from the Hughes Thrall album. Glenn sings a hard vocal line over Pat Thrall's searing guitar riffage. Glenn's vocals swoop between soft and loud, scaling up and down, depending on the mood of the song and how it progresses. This is one of the very best songs off the album, and Glenn still plays this song to this very day in his solo non-purple song set. Number 3, Holy Man, Deep Purple. Glenn pulls out a vocal from his musical hero, Stevie Wonder. It's sweet 70s R&B and soul on the criminally underrated Stormbringer album. Some fans would say this is Hughes' greatest purple performance. One thing is for sure, his voice has never been so refined and pure as on this record. Number 2, Dance with the Devil, Phenomena. It's evident that Glenn has been able to record some of the greatest vocal lines through some of the darkest personal hours of his life. The Phenomena album was a concept album put together by Tom Galley, featuring such luminaries as Cozy Powell, Neil Murray, John Thomas from Budgie, and of course Mel Galley. Glenn is on record to say that Phenomena was not a happy recording experience for him. Despite all of this, in my opinion, Glenn singing on this album is absolutely sublime and some of his best. This song is hard rock with a bit of folk. Yes, there is a bit of a violin line on it. Glenn's voice soars above the melody line where the song needs to go, and in the next instance, without missing a beat, sings serenely and calmly. There is a deep emotional sadness, melancholy on this album that I just can't put my finger on. I can't quite explain. This song is one of those puzzles that is even made more pleasurable with Glenn's singing on it. So the very best Glenn Hughes vocal track, drum roll. Number 1, Ode to G, Deep Purple of Come Taste the Band. Well, this was a song that virtually came out of nowhere. John Lord's haunting piano and Glenn's soulful voice sounding like he's going to the other side. This is as emotionally naked and raw as it gets. It's a miracle that out of the spiraling excesses of lineup of Deep Purple, some of the most emotionally effective songs were created. Simply put, this is the best vocals, in my opinion, of Glenn Hughes' career, and it's on this track. Ode to G, Deep Purple, number 1. Well, there you have it. The 10 greatest vocal performances of Glenn Hughes. What a career. I saw him last year. He sounds spectacular, and he's still touring. Please go see him. Please like and subscribe to Rock Daydream Nation. Tell us what your favourite Glenn Hughes songs. Do you agree or disagree with some of my picks? All feedback is welcome. One thing's for sure, I'll be doing more shows on Purple coming up very soon. All the best.